Why don't we just start with the pot topic first?
What about
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah, we should just start with the pot one
I was
first.
I was about to ask, like, with legalization coming up in like 2 weeks, or like actually no, like 2-3 weeks. How do you think it's gonna go?
What do you mean, like, in terms of,
like enforcement and like cracking down on stuff? Cause, like,
well, I feel like stone drivers. I think roadblocks are gonna go up.
Well, I feel like they're already doing that now.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
right?
they have gone up, but I feel like that's just gonna be emphasized even more when it's legal.
But then like there's the whole none of the dispensaries in BC are legal except for that one in Kamloops. How is that gonna, like, are they just gonna like raid every single dispensary that's in Vancouver right now? Or are they gonna leave them? Like, how's it, or like they're hitting them with fines, but they're not gonna stop what they're doing because of the fines.
Yeah, but
I feel like they're gonna have it's almost like what they're doing right now. I feel like they're just not leaving it. Sure, maybe they'll step it up because there's regulations being put in place, but I think it will still take a long time before all the dispensaries that are illegal are shut down. I feel like that's a lot of policing effort that doesn't necessarily need to go into it immediately, right?
I was also reading on CBC News now. Pot shops, like, they can get totally raided without needing full search warrants, but also that they were like charging double on the fines, or like anything that had any shit. I can't remember what word they used, but anything like they seized any profits or like how much the pot related to in like profit, like how much they were gonna make from it.
Mm-hmm.
They had to like pay double that in fines if they were to get raided.
That is ridiculous. That's like a lot of money. But I mean, like, I going back on what Anton said about that one pot shop, I'm just curious as to like what the rate of they're gonna be opening at, right?
They only have 2 weeks to open, right?
Yeah, sure. I'm just saying, like, in the future, like whether like how long it's gonna take before we get legal government shops in Vancouver.
It also depends too. Like, are they gonna? I wonder if they're gonna actually have to compete with the ones there now, or the ones there are just gonna get taken out of business.
I feel like what's gonna happen is that they say they're gonna put all these fines on everything, and they're gonna like try to shut them down. But I feel like in the end, the easiest thing to do is for them to find a way to work with a business. Like, they're privately owned, but they're all government. Like, everything's checked through them first, and the profits. Like, they make that deal so they don't get like the fines.
Going off with Anthony said in chat, is CC a legal shop? No, it's not. Unfortunately, all dispensaries except for the one in Kamloops is illegal right now. Is that a government-owned one or a privately owned?
I think it's a government-owned one.
You think it's government-owned?
Let's look it up.
Yeah, because when I was reading the article, it was like there's only one dispensary in open and like online, and also there's also an online store. That's
the government?
Yeah, those haven't opened up yet though.
No, there's only one though. Yeah, I know it's not open up yet.
Yeah.
There's still one, but there already are ones you can order from. Like right now, it's like Top Leaf. You can order it online, and you can get it shipped to your house. I've been tempted to see how it works.
I've actually been tempted to do some of those loot boxes. Have you guys seen those? You get like different items like pot accessories. Like they'll give you different rolling papers, maybe a grinder, a tray, a bong.
I've seen that. It's a pretty cool idea, right? Because then you get to buy it and you know you're going to get something relatively decent. Like, I've seen some that are, like, relatively cheap and they'll even give you, like, a little, like, glass piece and stuff. Like, those are kind of... that's a creative idea, I think.
What I don't like, I, like, always check out these loot these loot websites that do all these, like, the loot ideas. But I don't want to subscribe to it. I just kind of want to buy it once for myself as, like, a little treat. You know, it's like opening a box. I think it's a cool idea, but I don't like the monthly subscription part.
No, I paid for it once and canceled after the first month.
Yeah, I don't want to cancel it. I just want to order it once.
But to be fair, the only thing I got that I liked was a Deadpool out of it. Yeah. That was the only thing I got. Everything else kind of sucked.
Oh, really?
Like, I got a stupid, like, little Rick. Like, Walking Dead Rick. And it has a bobblehead. And, like, ears on a, like, ear necklace. Like the zombie and Daryl's thing in Walking Dead.
Oh, yeah, with the ears.
Yeah, and then I also got... What else did I get? The shirt. I got the Deadpool shirt. I don't mind that one.
Yo, going off that, though, a lot more companies nowadays are pushing subscriptions. Mm-hmm. Like, I've heard, like, even Word now, you can now subscribe to it for $10 a month instead of for a professional version, instead of paying $400 up front. Yeah. Like, so many more companies are starting to push towards, like, people paying monthly because they'll look at it as a small fee and then forget about it, right? Like, I feel like that's pretty annoying, Like, I hate to have to buy into a subscription rather than just owning a product, right?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, it is a good business plan. Because a lot of people are lazy, and they think subscription plans are like, hey, I'm getting for cheaper, even though they're not. They're just getting it for like they can have it just right away for the cheapest amount.
Well, it's like what I had said before about like Microsoft offering to sell their Xbox as a subscription fee in the States. Like you could buy into it instead of paying the $400 up front. You could subscribe and have to be locked into a contract to pay one out.
I find that stupid for an Xbox.
I find it so weird, but in the States, that's really common. There are a lot of businesses in the States that will rent you, like, you can buy TVs on contracts and stuff like that's extremely common there. Like, it's not as common here.
Like Repo Man.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
credit cards in the States.
Like, I only thought, like, cars could get repoed. I didn't realize there was, like, well, mostly cars. I didn't realize, like
your
TVs.
House.
Yeah, well, yeah, house too. But still, it's fucked.
Yeah, I would not want to lose a house.
You'd pretty much be screwed at that point. Unless you had money put away.
One subscription thing, though, like, I'm actually getting annoyed with is Netflix. Like, Netflix, I find, is, like, slacking.
Sorry, what do you mean, though? Like, what do you mean that it's slacking?
I'm just struggling to look for movies. I look through the new movie list all the time, too, and I'm like, man, most of these are garbage.
No, it's, you know why? It's because DC's making their own streaming service. So, boom, just pulled off all their DC content. Well, most. They haven't pulled off everything yet, but most of it's going to be gone eventually. Disney's making their own. And then that includes Disney and Marvel. And Disney has and Star Wars.
Ew.
Disney has a huge amount of content on Netflix. As soon as they come out with a streaming service, all of it gets taken out. So Netflix loses a big chunk of movies and TV.
That's just gonna kill almost internet streaming, right? Because I'm not gonna be personally wanting to subscribe to like 4 different channels to get everything that I want to watch. Netflix was the most like people wanted to go to it because it had everything, right?
The reason this is now pretty much buying a streaming service is like paying for a channel. So like you pay for channel packets and you get a bundles for the month, right? So it's $80 a month depending on what you have. Like I got mine down like the cheapest one I could get. But like say you get like HBO and stuff, that's like $15 a month on top of that. So all the streaming services are pretty much that. So instead of having television like normal TV, you buy a bunch of streaming services.
Yeah, so it's like how television was to moving to like on the computer. Yeah, it's interesting.
Have you guys used Crave TV?
No.
I haven't used anything besides Netflix.
I just got it. It's pretty good. It's got some good shows on there.
I only use Netflix and Amazon Prime, which Amazon Prime has some good shows on it, and movies, which is not bad. Like, it has all the Pokemon on it. Like, all the original series.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like Netflix, who has, like, 3 seasons.
Yeah, Netflix has, like, just a couple, right?
Yeah, and then there's also... And they also have, like, communities on Amazon Prime.
Oh, I hate how Netflix always loses shows.
Community.
Oh, Community.
And Parks and Rec.
Mm-hmm.
So I can watch both of those. It's awesome. And then they have, like, some movies that Netflix doesn't. And then they have the original series, which, like, Jack Ryan was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, Netflix has more good series.
I find some, like, Netflix originals, like, to be garbage, though.
Yeah, some of the movies, especially.
Yeah.
I haven't really watched... I'm kind of, like, working my way through some of the TV shows. Like, I started... I think it's The Good Cop today. It's actually pretty good. I watched the trailer. It's, like, a young cop who's... he's a lieutenant. And his dad's ex-cop who was caught in being corrupt, so he was in jail. Yeah. And then he's out on parole, so his son's with his dad. It's kind of like that. And his son's like the model citizen, model cop. Literally does nothing bad. They make sure they're always doing like he always follows the rules. So like a chick put down a water bottle. He's like, I'm just gonna recycle this. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's not bad. It's interesting.
Did I tell you like why I got this Cambridge University shirt? They're actually I got hired by the school. They're asking me to teach a class.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, how to slay thoughts.
How to slay
yeah. It's a 2-year program.
It's a 2-year program.
DM if you're interested.
I'm gonna say I really wasn't expecting that one. But at the same time, I wasn't shocked.
No.
Well, I mean, to be fair, to teach a course, you have to be an expert in it. I don't think you are, man.
No.
Oh yeah, look. Okay, so when we were going back to like the dispensaries before, look, I found this one. And
online.
Literally, you can buy tins.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Yeah, I've seen that. Cool. I've seen that online before. Did you hear about that like weed drive-through that opened up in the States?
Dude, there's a weed drive-through. Oh my god,
when you're in line for it, they'll pass you a menu. You can read what you want, drive to the counter, and buy your weed and drive out. The first drive-in dispensary.
I wonder if we'll have that here because like.
Well, no, like you have it here. That pretty much promotes driving high. Because you know people are gonna go stoned. Like, oh, I can go get more kush, and they'll drive
buy pre-rolled.
Yeah,
buy pre-roll.
I feel literally light it right as you leave.
Yeah.
It's a cool idea.
Driving high is like
it's gonna be bad.
such a myth too. I feel like there's such like a fine line between driving. There's like you can drive high and be safe, and like you can be brain dead like driving like 10 out of 10 high. You're obviously like gonna be a worse driver. You're way too big to drive, but like just wait like 2 hours and you'll be okay.
Pretty much. And people are like, oh, driving high is like the same as driving drunk, but it's really not.
No, it's not.
People who drive drunk drive fast and erratically, and people who drive high drive slow and cautiously. I mean, it's still pretty bad to be under the influence driving.
Yeah.
But it's one significantly better than the other. Like, if people drove high the same way they drove drunk, it would be.
We were kicking ass at go-karts, stoned as fuck. I don't think I could have done that drunk.
Yeah, that was the best, man. Yeah, definitely not drunk.
Especially because I don't get clumsy when I'm stoned. I'm get really clumsy when I'm drunk.
Yeah, no, I do. I would eat shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be fun to go karting drunk.
Oh, it's fun. Yeah.
That would be fun. I really wish there was a place to go do that.
I feel like that's just a very big liability. I feel like you'd have to sign the biggest waiver.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would. You fucking would. Like, they already make you sign one.
Yeah.
When I went to Castle Fun Park that one time, I fucking got stoned and drove around. We got high on the way there. We smoked up on the way from Cultus Lake there. And I fucking drove pretty good.
One of the most exhilarating things, like, doing stoned is snowboarding. Have you guys done that snowboarding high?
No.
Oh my god, just like...
It's weird.
It feels really weird, yeah.
I like being sober snowboarding because I know...
I like being stoned better.
I mean, it's better when I eat shit because I don't hurt as much. But I like how, like, the times we go up, I bring my helmet and then I just put it in my backpack.
Yeah, I don't like wearing a helmet.
I do not like wearing a helmet. It's fucking horrible.
Isn't it illegal now in Canada not to wear a helmet?
I thought that was only for riding a bike.
I thought it was for anything.
I don't know. I only ever remember about the bike, but I personally haven't heard snowboarding.
That seems stupid though. Like, I would.
It's your fault.
Yeah, but I would be way more likely to hurt myself on a skateboard than a bike, in my experience.
That's very true, to be honest.
Or my longboard.
Well, I feel like even if you're good at skateboarding, you can still wipe really hard, right? But if you're on a bike, like, it's pretty hard to wipe out unless you like do something crazy, right? Like, bikes are relatively stable.
I still think the helmet law is for just cyclists because a lot of cyclists ride on the main roads.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, well, you're saying also get hitting by cars.
Dude, I watch them go right through reds, right through fucking stop signs. Like, they just don't stop. And then you hit them, it's your fault. It's like, what the fuck? He blew the stop sign. If there was a cop here, I'd be getting a ticket if I did that. Like, why the fuck are these? Why do cyclists get more right of way, even though they're still breaking the law, traffic laws?
Like, I think if they're on the road driving where cars should, they should have to obey the same laws. Because I've had that a couple times where I'm like going to pull through a four-way or whatever, and a bike just goes straight through the intersection. Like, that's ridiculous. If you're on the road, you should have to obey it.
Well, and like in Vancouver especially, like, people will ride on like the main roads, and it's like there's a bike lane like specifically for you, like 2 blocks that way.
Yeah, straight up.
Like, fuck off.
Buddy just put in chat, my mom hit a cyclist. That would be so embarrassing if it was your fault. It would be so awkward.
Yo. Just have to explain the dent to someone later. How'd you get the dent in your head? I hate the cyclist.
My buddy actually pegged a cyclist on the way to school. Like, it cut him off. It was his fault. But we get a Snapchat from him, like, everyone in the class at 8:30, like, yo, I'm gonna be late. And it's like a cyclist on the ground and like his windshield was smashed.
Oh shit.
It's pretty funny.
Whose fault was it? Was it his or the?
No, the cyclist.
But he probably got blamed, didn't he?
No.
No? Oh, that's good.
Yeah, you get lucky.
Because, like, a lot of the time, they'll just pick in favor of the cyclists because, you know, they're the ones not in a big, heavy vehicle.
Yeah.
But
I guess so.
I don't give a shit.
Well, I feel like it's almost the same when you hit a pedestrian, though. Right?
Yeah.
It's like the same
but,
idea.
I mean, a pedestrian is not going to, like... I mean, they're still going to drive in front of traffic in front of you. But, I mean, cyclists are more unpredictable, and you know they're behind you and beside you at all times.
That's
Pedestrians, you have at least they're on the sidewalk most of the time.
Getting back on, like, the topic of, like, weed being illegal, though, like, do you guys think more people are going to be smoking it when it's legal?
Definitely. Because I feel like there's a lot of people who specifically won't do it because it's illegal.
I would have to agree with Anton. Like, I feel like there's just there's a stigma that's been fading about it the closer it gets to legality, and I feel like once it's legal, more people will be interested, and there'll also be more research done into like medical. I don't know. I feel like more bigger publications will be like more pro smoking weed than ones that were.
And
like,
a lot of people who like didn't do it before because it was illegal, they didn't trust where it was coming from. Now you have these government run
facilities, right?
They're gonna be able to get them. They know it's gonna be safe. They're gonna be like, oh, I can try it now. And if the government says it's legal, then it must be okay for me.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
it can't be as bad as
just like alcohol and tobacco. Shit. I hope it helps with the opioid crisis you can't have here in Vancouver.
I mean, I really don't think it is.
You don't think so?
No, because
so.
all those people who are doing
man.
that now could still get their hands on it, but they're not.
I know,
It's just it's really like as soon as you get a taste, it like drops downhill. But I still have a feeling that even when weed's legal, they're still gonna call it the gateway drug.
It is really not, yo.
No, it's.
I feel like a lot of people who do other drugs is because they go and see they see other people doing them. They see how they are, and they see it. I mean, they want to try it because it looks good. Like with M, a lot of people go to raves, they don't take it, and then they see all the people having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So then someone
changes their mind.
Yeah,
right?
and then someone offers it to them, and they realize, well, these people they're not dying.
Yeah.
So I should be okay, and they'll try it.
And they're coming across as like friendly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if one of your friends does it, or like people who do it.
Yeah. But the only like statistic I could bring up of like linking smoking and like taking other drugs was that 45% of pot smokers admitted to trying other illegal drug. But it didn't really coincide. Like underage drinking kind of had the same statistics.
Yeah, but nothing really.
Yeah,
but
sure.
Underage tobacco use is like if you smoked under the age of 18, you were 80% more likely to try drugs like cocaine and heroin than.
I'm like honestly surprised by that. I'm just curious as to why though.
Likely.
I'm just curious as to why.
I feel
I mean, like
drug use comes out of like I think bad habits. Like I feel like it's just an unhealthy coping method. So like if you have like a bad childhood and like you're just taking the things that are available to you. So like because we're in high school, we got introduced to cigarettes and underage drinking, so we picked that up. And like you go to a party, then kids have coke, and it's just like we don't do coke. We don't need coke, right? Cause
yeah.
But like if you keep going for things like that,
I guess it also depends on the people you hang around with.
definitely.
There's always gonna be like you're gonna find that one person who's gonna want to try everything or do everything and doesn't care. And then if they're around other people like that, it just spreads like wildfire.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure. I'd say like your friend group is more of a gateway than like something like drinking or smoking, because if like you can have like a lot of groups of people who will just like sit around and get drunk together, but they're not gonna try other stuff, right? Like if like.
No, exactly.
I'm not saying that they would never, but
What do you think about like celebrities, especially like with like Lil Peep dying? Like, do you feel like celebrities talking about drug use and like their problems with drugs is being idolized in like a negative way on kids, or like do you think it's irrelevant, and if a kid's gonna do it, he's gonna do it, regardless to like a celebrity influence or not?
Well, I feel like
I don't know, because like I feel like rappers who like rap about like codeine and like drugs like Xanax and stuff, I feel like that would almost like make people think it's okay, right?
Yeah.
Because the way the kids would look at them like this person's rich and famous and like making a lot of money and being successful for themselves.
Yeah.
And
I was just gonna say like I know a lot of Demi Lovato fans, and I don't know a lot of Demi Lovato fans that do heroin.
That's a good point.
But with raps one of those things.
Though.
Raps is like constantly talking about that. Well,
I think it's also just like again like influence, depending on who you know. If someone's tried or wants to try it, or someone who does research on drugs and there's like, oh, this kind of seems cool.
Yeah.
I try it. I don't know. Like I've never had the feeling to take drugs off listening to music before, so I wouldn't say it's 100% true. Same with like watching people like on like celebrities and stuff. I never really care what they do. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Whenever I see something about their personal lives, I'm like, okay, cool. I don't give a
Some
shit.
people are like,
I guess it
hyper idolize them.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I guess it all depends on like your kind of person, right? Like,
yeah. Like I actually can't believe the Kim Kardashian show is like a thing. Like sometimes like, I've seen highlights of the show where it's like funny, but like
what about
people,
like Jersey Shore?
Yeah, I don't understand about caring about other people's lives like that much.
There are so many stupid shows like that. Like I don't understand how people watch them. It's so weird.
Kind of like our show.
Yeah, but we don't have the type of drama like the Kardashians do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like to stick to like cop movies. I mean, cop shows and like superhero shows and like sitcoms when it comes to TV. I don't understand people who watch like the life shows. There's a few I could watch, but a lot of them are like really weird.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's just people idolizing stars and wanting to see how it is to be famous, right?
What about like Kate with 8? She literally just has 8 kids.
Yeah.
Like who gives a shit?
That show used to be so good. I used to watch that show back.
I don't understand. And like hoarders, I guess people only like watching
Yeah.
it because you get to see how disgusting some people are.
I watch. You guys ever watch My 600 Pound Life or like those shows?
I've
Yeah,
walked in
I've
the
seen
room one
that
has been on.
before. I've seen that
Those are
before.
kind of cool.
It's weird.
Yeah.
It's My Strange Addiction.
Yeah.
Yeah, someone getting addicted to fucking their car.
Yeah, yo, that was crazy.
What's your guys' strange addictions? Like, what would you say that you're the most addicted to in your life?
Technology.
Yeah,
But I guess that's like
yeah,
almost all
but
of us
that's,
though.
Mine's legit cookies and milk almost every day.
That's
Cookies and milk.
I try to withhold from doing that.
Yeah.
Mine is comics.
Comics.
There's a lot. I'll impulse buy them in an instant. I'll drop $100 on like a bunch of volumes. I'm like, hey, I'm good for a little bit. And then I'll wait a little bit. It'd be like paying $100 a month for a comic subscription, and I get a shit ton a month.
Did you guys ever watch Sister Wives?
No.
Oh my god, it was such a good show. But actually,
It's
like,
the polygamy or whatever.
yeah,
Right?
he had like I don't know how many wives he had, but one of the wives ended up cheating on him, and I was like, yo, wait, what? Like, I didn't get it because like she can't sleep with another guy. Like they're all actually loyal to him.
That's so weird.
And he saw this cheating when she slept with another man, and I was like, this is like brainwash. Like this is a
that's
cult.
crazy.
They have so many kids too together.
It's weird. I don't understand stuff like that.
No, neither. Well, I can't even imagine putting up with one wife. And 5, kids. Jesus.
I can't. One only. I
Yeah.
really need one. I don't understand the whole idea about like I also I was watching fuck, what was it? I think it was Blacklist, and one of the blacklisters was a young girl who was killing older men that were married to 16-year-olds and like 17-year-olds.
That's crazy.
Because in the states, in certain states, a man can get married to a teenage girl legally if both parents agree.
That's pretty weird, man.
It is.
Yeah, that is really weird.
I'm just curious how that's accepted in the community. Even that's legal. I'm just curious. Like I feel like families like that get shunned out, right? Because it's
They should get shunned out. Right?
Yeah, no, I agree.
Creepy as
Well, it's
fuck.
almost like a religious thing for like when you're talking about polygamy, right? Like I feel like as the chat was saying about Mormon polygamy, like that's like it's accepted in their and encouraged in the
had one
religion.
here.
A polygamous couple?
No, we
or a
did
group?
like a group, yeah, like a little community.
It's just one
Oh,
dude and a
yeah.
bunch of women, right?
Yeah,
It's
fucking-
illegal, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, fuck that shit.
it's so fucking weird. I remember learning about that. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh, this is what happens. Like, people are fucked up in this world. I don't understand it. Speaking of fucked up, people consider this being really fucked up in the news, for comics anyways, and people are losing their shit over it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the new Batman Black Label comic, Batman Damned,
Mm-hmm.
and Black Label, quick, is there nudity, or not nudity, swearing more gruesome comics, like, rated R
Rated
comics.
R.
They showed Batman's dick
Yeah.
in the first issue of the new series, and people lost their shit.
That's
They're
so
like,
weird.
what the fuck? What's going on? And
I
then
thought you guys like to watch that stuff.
no, but
Yeah, I mean,
people were just like
You're just
shocked.
gonna watch it anyway.
But-
Might as well
No,
read
yeah,
it.
but the funny part is, more people were shocked. Like, it wasn't really like a really big, like, people weren't like, oh, get rid of it. It was stupid. People were just like, really, like, what the hell?
It's just a weird side,
Yeah.
right? Like I don't know why they'd even be like
And,
pushed to
I
do
want-
that, right?
I
And
wanted-
then, like, but DC, like, instantly reacted. Like, all their digital comics, they fucking censored it. Like, every single one, they went and censored it. And then, they said that they're never gonna do it again. Like, there will be no more nudity in the Batman comic, or you won't see his dick at least. And they said
So
that
weird.
was not gonna be in any more issues as it keeps going.
It's like people are offended by it.
And yeah, and then and now the first issue of this comic is like worth money because they canceled it all right away. So like they
Get
just
your hands on it.
yeah, and then today I found out that a genital rights organization is upset over the comic as well.
Genital rights organization. What's
Yeah,
what,
so it's
what
like
does-
it's
what
like
does that mean?
let's see, it's like spoken about the appearance of Bruce Wayne's Batman's penis not because of the nudity but because he's circumcised.
Oh my god, are you serious?
Well, that's what, like,
Oh, there was a circumcision
Oh, no.
rally downtown last week. Like
Here?
here,
wait, what's
What?
They were
What
Americans.
is it?
they came up here
They're-
saying it's sexual, like what is it? Child sex abuse.
Oh
To
my god,
circumcise?
Yeah.
that's crazy.
And people were literally protesting this in front of the library downtown.
I don't know why people are so opinionated.
They're
But
wearing
what are the kind of people that go to those things?
Okay, wait, can I ask you guys a question though? Would you get your sons, if you guys had sons, would you get them cut or not?
I don't know.
I don't think it really matters to me.
I don't think that'd matter, but like on his 18th birthday, I'd be like, yo, like, you can get this done if you want it.
You can get it done. It's
like,
a lot more painful now,
yeah.
but you can get it done.
But like, I cannot imagine like sending my baby into the room and like coming back. I'd feel like if he ever asked me like, you know, why is it like this, and like I'd feel bad. He'd be like, I can cut a dick.
No, but the funny part is, but like the people were actually protesting it, and they're wearing all white with red soaked crotch.
What?
Oh my god.
Yeah, okay, that's so. What? Who are the people that organize this, man? Like,
they're weirdos.
So
they're a bunch
odd.
of weird people.
Who even cares, to be honest?
But it's fucking hilarious.
Batman should have like on his utility belt like the bat dick button, and like this dick's out flaccid from his uniform.
Perfect for Harambe.
Perfect for the comics. And Harambe. Yeah.
Dude, people are like losing their shit over oh no, and then they're they're censoring all the future books now because of it too, which is.
I don't know.
Which is what one of my buddies said. It's kind of like...
Good save, bro.
Thanks.
It's kind of like DC going, oh, you know, we're making this dark, like, this mature label, but as soon as we have any criticism, we're going to jump back on our word. Like, who cares? Make it how it is. Like, let it be what it is. Like, you're making the universe. It's your comics. People are still going to buy them if they're good. They're not going to get mad over that.
It's 2018. It's not like, you know how, like, it's like the year of the rabbit or like the year of the ox or whatever.
Yeah.
Now it's just the year of the pansies.
The year of the pansies.
Fucking pussy nowadays,
Everyone
man.
fucking bitches and complains about everything.
Everything, man.
I can't fucking...
That's why I kind of want pot to be legal, like, just so people smoke it. I think people will be a lot more... It gives, like, people a different perspective on life. Like, I feel like people who smoke weed are generally more easygoing.
Sometimes. I've met people who really aren't.
Oh, really?
To be honest, I don't think I've really ran into people who are like that. Like, somebody that's really, like, extra... Like, you don't like when you smoke weed. I feel like most people just mellow out. Like
I'm just talking like general people who like smoke pot on the reg. Or like usually more mellow people, I find.
Who smoke them maybe constantly through the day, you mean?
Or just
that's
regularly
what
when
happens.
Yeah.
A lot of people who meet mellow are the people who smoke constantly throughout the day. A lot of people who smoke all the time, but maybe smoke like morning, night,
Year of
maybe
the bad
once.
Dick.
What?
The year of the bad dick. In the chat.
Year of the bad dick. Agreed.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh wait. Coming off the thing how it says DC never stands to the decisions, but then you have Marvel who does, and it's going downhill for them.
Yeah. So I mean, they just want to make sure that the company's making money, right? If they do a bad decision, they want to pull back on it and say sorry before they start losing more money, right?
Yeah, but then in the end, they end up fucking up.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they need to... Like, they could have waited a little bit. They could have just waited for responses. They could have literally asked the fans, hey, what do you want? And it would have been, like, good. I feel like that's a good way to connect to people, too. Like, if you were able to have a website that you could, like, say, would you want it or you wouldn't, and then hopefully people would go and, like, connect to it. But, I mean, you're still going to get the trolls who aren't going to do it right, too. Like, they're going to say no or say yes. Like, they're going to do whatever because they don't give a shit. But it'd still be kind of cool to have that idea of what people want.
Do you guys see like the thing saying I don't know who it was. I don't like who started it, but they were saying like Michael B. Jordan for the new Superman.
Yeah, no, okay.
I don't have a
problem. I don't have a problem with him being Superman.
Yeah, I think
it's just because so in all the comics, Superman is white.
Yeah.
For the majority of the main Earth, the main continuity for the main series I usually play, but they have other Earths with other races. So like there is a black Superman on Earth. Okay, I'm okay with that, but you can't just all of a sudden introduce this character who's already been white. It's already been in movies, and all of a sudden he's black. Like, you know how in James Bond, everyone, they switch characters, but I feel like it's different with those. You can't really do it with Superman unless it's like...
Well, James Bond's just a new 007, right?
Yeah, and they still won't do, like, they won't, like, it's still only been white guys. Like, they won't do anyone else.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it fits the role of the character, right?
Yeah,
like, I mean, like, I don't think it's necessarily a racist thing to not have a like black Superman, but I don't like think it should be like harped against for keeping him white, because that's just the character. I'm not. That's how he was portrayed in the comics or whatever. Like that's I feel like and his like the show has already had one like standing. I don't feel like they should do that.
The black Superman in the other comics was called Val-Zod.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not Kal-El. So they have two different names too. Like they're not the same character.
Well, I mean, I'd understand if they did something like that. Like if they introduced him and then wanted to like do like a different like I don't want to say like an origin, but like something similar to that, then that would be
but
okay.
The only way to
So-
really introduce that would be have like a crisis on Earth event, because you have to have like a merging of Earth, or maybe something happening where they go to a different Earth.
So what was the last Superman movie?
Man of Steel, technically. Well, I guess
Or
you had
Batman
Superman. You can say it's Batman v Superman.
Yeah, but so like, are they gonna? But spoilers, Superman's supposed to die in that movie, right?
What? Have you not seen Justice League?
No.
He literally comes back in Justice League.
It's gonna be weird that like
they kill him in Batman v Superman, and he comes back in Justice League.
Okay, but he came back white.
That was so whack though.
It would be so weird if like came like just this character's like gonna be in the same setting and all of a sudden he's gonna be black. I don't have a problem with him black, but I just didn't like Michael B. Jordan for the role of Superman.
I feel like
I thought he was good in Black Panther.
He's a good actor, but I don't think he fit that role.
No.
And like right now, I'm kind of hoping that it's not true, because I like Henry Cavill as Superman, but there are other people who could play the character.
Yeah.
But they just made a fucking team-up movie that bombed in the box office, and like now they're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna change Superman. So now when we have our next film, we have to explain all this. And the next film won't be for a fucking long ass time, but still.
I really wanted Black Spider-Man. I wanted Donald Glover to get Spider-Man.
That would be really cool.
Because just because I'm a Donald Glover fanboy.
But he's still in the movie. And he plays Miles Morales' uncle.
Yeah.
So he plays, technically, he's still part of the character, which I find really cool. So I really hope that that in the future, if, say, however long Tom Holland wants to be Spider-Man, later in his career, they introduce Miles to take over his place. You got a new actor with still the Spider-Man name, and he could take over and do like an Ultimate Spider-Man thing. What?
Maybe that's why they put him there.
Oh, probably. I feel like there's a lot of stuff Marvel can do right now. Especially, there's a lot more they can do because of the new X-Men deal.
Sorry?
Well, with them buying Fox, they get X-Men and Fantastic Four back.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping...
Fantastic Four movie wasn't...
Which one?
Good.
Which one? They're all bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I did enjoy the original ones more than the fucking newest one. The newest one was completely trash.
So weird.
I finally got around to watching it like this year, and I'm like, what the fuck did I just watch? But like, I feel like it could be like, if they ever introduced the Fantastic Four, I feel like instead of doing it as a standalone movie, they should do it as a team-up movie. Like, they come in to help the Avengers, or they come in to help another character kind of thing. I feel like that's how you do it. And then I really wonder how they're going to do X-Men, because they're probably going to have to recast everyone. So they're going to finish the last movie and then recast it all over again. But it won't be for at least 2-3 years until we get another movie of that. But I'm confident, because Kevin Feige, which is the head of everyone, all the Marvel movies, who oversees all of that, he's in charge of the X-Men characters. So when they get it back, he's fucking in charge. So I'm like, I trust him. Good. I know it's gonna be good.
Did you guys hear about the NCIX thing that went on recently?
Yeah.
NCIX went broke, and they sold all the servers they had all the servers sold off from their databases, and somebody on Craigslist or whatever bought the servers and had all hundreds of thousands of customers' personal information.
Yeah.
Apparently it was for the last 10 years. It was all customer information. There was employee records, T4s, everything. Because
if you're looking for some dirt on someone though, and you find it, you could ruin someone's life with that stuff.
Yeah, that's a lot of information.
Yeah. So many affairs. I would blackmail so many people, right?
If whoever had it had extremely malicious intent, they could upload that all to the dark web, right? And everybody would be screwed. If he had 350,000 or however many credit card information,
more than 350,000.
He could easily sell that for a ton of money, right? Because people would buy that no matter what.
They traced it though. They did get I think once they found out, the RCMP got involved and they took all the sold product back, right? Mm-hmm. So at least it's sorted now. But they if they could have sold it already, right? Or copied it.
Yeah, but that's also if they had malicious intent. I feel like not everyone has that, so I'm
okay, but
I also don't remember what I went and shopped there with, and if I paid for it in cash or my debit card, I cannot remember it, and they probably have my info.
It's not even having malicious intent. If you give someone the opportunity to steal, it's they just might do it because. Yeah, but they don't have the intent to, but it's there. It's
I'm
so right for the picking.
I'm just kind of thinking though, whoever bought it though, isn't probably just some random dude on the street that's gonna drop that much money on NCX servers, right?
Yeah.
Like whoever's buying all those servers probably was gonna put them to use, and then later found out of the information. Yeah, I'm just curious. Like, I didn't read into it, but how the RCMP found out that the product still had like people's stuff on it? Was it the guy who turned it in, or was it like
he probably turned it in? Because if we didn't hear about an arrest or anything, they probably just
that's
turned
what
it in.
kind of what I thought. So I mean, like,
it makes sense that a company or like maybe a small company or even like a small company would buy it to put all their stuff on. Like that would be good for especially if they have the money for it. And I feel like they wouldn't be looking to sell anything. It'd be like, okay, cool, I get all this for cheaper now, and I have a server. It's like the servers at my school are fucking garbage. Not last week, but the week before, the one server we have that keeps all like from all the new students, it's called TerraBlock, and so we get access to it, and we can access like news stories, and so we can edit, and like where we shoot them, it goes into folders in that like server, and it crashed. So it made all the files corrupt. So every time you put something in there, it corrupted the file.
That sucks.
So no one could open anything, and then they had to restart the whole fucking server.
I was just curious though, like, since servers like NCX, that was such an easy way to lose that much credit card information, and like it was such a small mishap that led to so many people getting their credit cards stolen. Like, what about I've heard a lot on YouTube nowadays of YouTubers promoting password storing websites. Have you guys seen those in like the in YouTube? There's companies like even like Linus they're advertising companies like where you can store all your passwords and usernames on their website for like multiple services. Like you can put your passwords for all this and that. I feel like that's so unsafe for people to do. Like regardless of how encrypted it is, I feel like that's like scary because people would target that, right?
Yeah, and there's always a key to the encryption, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I mean, nothing's impenetrable.
If people can get access to that, they can get access to all your stuff. That's why I just kind of like, even though probably having one password's bad, like I have several different passwords, and they're all like really weird stuff that would make like I forget them half the time. I have to fucking remake passwords for shit because I forgot what I put. I'm like fuck, and then it's like locked out of account. Please reset password. I'm like, I hate my life. I've done that way too many times. But like I would never want to put it on a fucking server or anything. I'd rather have it written down at home.
See, then what I'm curious about is like, how do you guys feel about storing your credit cards on Amazon and stuff like websites like that? Because I mean, like if you have it saved and you check out immediately on Amazon, they have your credit card information, right?
That's ever since the PlayStation, like when they got hacked. I didn't have my one on my Xbox for the longest time, and then I still don't like having it on there, but it's only on there right now just to because it's easy. And then when I get my monthly, not my monthly, the yearly subscription, I just let it go auto through. I don't have to think about it. But then like same with like Amazon, Steam. What else do I use? Amazon, Steam, Xbox, Nintendo now. Yeah, I mean I kind of trust them because they're big companies, and I really hope for the best. And then I really hope if they ever get fucking hacked, I know right away.
The thing is though, is that if there's people that can hack into the penthouse, somebody could easily hack into like a server for a website, right? Like I mean, I feel like that's the problem with the internet getting bigger too, right? Is that there's gonna be more people who are looking to do malicious things like that, and I feel like cybercrime is just gonna go up like a lot. The more the internet is more widespread and the Internet of Things,
that's gonna be a little bit
like
more
cybercrime's gonna be a problem.
Definitely, especially.
But I feel like that's right now. I don't think there's a lot of resources put to that in like local departments. It's all like it would be federal that puts their money towards that.
Yeah.
But I'm really like with how tech is advancing and how we're gonna go, like each municipalities have to put more and more money into it because there's gonna be more issues they need to deal with that like will require cybercrime.
For sure.
And I mean cybercrime is pretty like interesting too. I mean, it can lead you a lot of places.
Oh, for sure.
It's like they try to make a TV show on that.
It'll never
like cybercrime.
Yeah. So like instead, like you have the regular like homicide, like other CSI, any kind of those detective kind of shows. They had one for cybercrime. So they fucking go away, hack away, fucking find where they locate where they are, and bust down the door to the exact location. Cool. Never watched it. It looked horrible.
I think I've heard of that, to be honest. I don't think I ever viewed it, but I swear about hearing about that.
You know what I actually found out today? I always thought that like weed in like the Netherlands and like in Amsterdam it was legal. It's just decriminalized.
So can you familiarize me with the difference between criminalization?
Well, decriminalization is like
legal?
Basically the authorities are just under like say you have 5 grams on you, they're literally told just to turn a blind eye. But like if you're selling, they're obviously gonna, it's an illegal substance still. They'll like get you for selling.
So pretty much, if you have a little bit on you, it doesn't matter. So after a certain amount, and then if you have any of that, you get arrested for like trafficking.
So you saying like there wouldn't be like in that kind of system there wouldn't be dispensaries then, right?
No,
only for medical use though, right? Because like
well in Amsterdam.
But I mean, like look at Vancouver, right? Like even without it being decriminalized or legalized, they still have dispensaries. So I bet it would just run under like that. Like it would be technically illegal, but you can't get arrested for doing it.
And they're probably just like taxing their income, so like they can keep track of it.
You can go into like pop bar, like places, a pop bar, yeah.
But would you guys
go in and you smoke? It's like vape lounge, like.
Yeah, I was seeing like a lot. There's a lot of coffee shops that will do that.
Exactly.
In like Amsterdam and stuff that will have like get coffee
and then even like Portugal has it's all drugs are decriminalized.
All drugs are.
What do you guys feel about decriminalization of all drugs? Because like.
But in my opinion, basically, instead of arresting people they're not arresting users, but they're promoting like I want to promote sobriety. Yeah. No, just sobriety.
Yeah, and and less people do it too, because it's like you're able to test it. You're able to do all this stuff like more safely. So I feel like, like when I was looking at statistics before, like a lot of stuff dropped because of decriminalization. Because like it's not illegal, no one cares then.
Well,
it's weird how when it's illegal, like I gotta try it, but when it's legalized, it's like if I can go do it, I don't care.
But I think the problem is that there's still like underground like gangs and stuff like gang violence. It just means that less money's gonna be put into stopping gangs, and more money's gonna be spent on trying to help addicts, right?
Yeah.
But I feel like if there's still a gang like influence and people importing drugs, I feel like it's still gonna be a problem anyway. Like gang violence is pretty important, but I guess if you're promoting safe use and like drug use in general goes down by decriminalization, that's good too.
A lot of like other things dropped, like HIV and like hepatitis.
HIV is like a really big problem in like the drug user community, right?
Oh yeah,
because there's so much needle sharing too,
and
right?
Prostitution.
That's why we have the inject sites here, even though they're fucking stupid. Like people can literally go do illegal drugs and shoot up. It's safer for them,
and they can't get arrested.
But if you're smoking pod, you can get arrested. Or I mean, you won't get arrested, but you can get charged.
I don't know how I feel about safe injection sites. Like, I mean, I guess it makes sense, but it kind of like, I don't know. I kind of like it. Just makes it seem like it's okay, in my opinion, right?
Yeah.
Like, it just gets sure. They're like, oh, we know. I guess they're like, oh, we know you're gonna do it anyway. You might as well do it safely.
But that's
like,
the thing. They're gonna do it anyway with dirty needles.
Well, doesn't that more stop the spread of like STDs or STIs or whatever, rather than fixing a drug problem?
But I
guess that's a pretty big issue.
It kind of hits two birds with one stone. Yeah. Like it kind of helps out with drug use.
Well, they probably also promote sobriety theirs, right? Like,
I would assume so.
Like here, I don't know how it is, but I don't not like driving down Hastings and seeing all the shit we see.
Oh man, it's crazy. I feel like every time I drive down that street, there's an ambulance on it.
Oh, every time.
Yeah, almost every time.
Every day. There's an ambulance on that street 24/7, every day.
Yeah, like I remember I've driven downtown, picked people up, and passed 3 ambulances on the way back from picking people up downtown. I feel like that's such a bad part. Do you think like other cities are like that, or is it just ours? Like, is it just worse than ours?
In Dublin, when I went to Dublin, it was honestly kind of like Vancouver. It wasn't as bad. Like
Dublin,
yeah, Ireland. Like there was a lot of heroin addicts, and like they're pretty present.
But even in the States, like in California, it's not even like that because it's more spread out too. But like. They don't tolerate it. Like, you'll get arrested really easily in the States, I'm pretty sure, for having any drugs on you.
Seattle's not that great.
Seattle, yeah. I went down into Seattle, man, and there was, like, people walking in the streets, like, completely, like, wrecked. The difference is here is a lot of people stay on, like, the Hastings area and areas like that.
Well, they have, like, food kitchens there, right?
Yeah, and, like, when I was in Seattle, there was, like, people just walking around and, like, that were completely wrecked. There was, like, we were in an Uber, and somebody just came in front of our, like, walked diagonally across the intersection, and just our driver was like, what the hell? Like, there was just people, like, everywhere rather than just, like...
Yeah, it's also because we're a lot smaller of a city.
I guess that's very true, yeah.
We are a lot smaller of a city, but we still have the same, like, a lot of the same amount of addicts. Because of transit, addicts will come out from the suburbs, and they come close into the city. They come wherever they can. So, like, we get Islanders, we get people up from, like, Whistler, we get people from Squamish, we get people from, like, most of the time, there's also a thing going around where Alberta was putting their addicts on a train and sending them here.
Yeah.
Is that an actual thing?
That's an actual thing.
You get free tickets.
Yeah.
Like free red trains or like bus services.
Yo, that's ridiculous, man.
So like, that's why that's a reason too, and I find our drug culture is also a lot more Like, our government kind of lets it happen.
Is this guy in
Right?
chat asking if we're siblings?
I guess so, but I mean, like, I don't even think we look like siblings.
We get that a lot, me and Scott.
Yeah, we've had that a couple
I
times.
guess you guys got the 2 matching fades too, but no, we're not siblings.
Yeah.
Can't you tell I'm so much more handsome?
But no, like here too, it's, I don't know, it's weird. And like, remember when Snoop Dogg drove down the streets and was like, "I'm never coming back here again
Yeah.
until you guys clean up your streets." I'm like, man, come
He
on.
did though.
I'm
He
like,
did though, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he did. Well, no, he came to Pemberton,
Yeah.
but it's not Vancouver, right? But like, I mean, it's pretty bad here though. It's pretty bad.
But there's like some towns in the States that are like completely filled with like the opiate issue in the States is like really like rampant. Like there's
But a lot of it's also inside. Like ours
Inside,
are a lot
that's
more
true.
outside. Like even out here, like the bomb that went off of the street.
Yeah, okay, that's
Like
a
that,
little ridiculous.
That's fucking freaky because like this is a nice suburb area, but like suburbs are where all the addicts are inside too.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Like you don't see them because they're in the houses. They're not walking around the streets. Like there's a rare occasion you'll see a homeless person around here. Like I see them sometimes. Like there are there. I see them, but
Yeah.
there rarely are. Like if
Yeah.
you walk down the hill, there's some, right?
Going off what was said in chat, who's more likely to be a cop? Well, I think we got a narc sitting in the middle here. So
Yeah.
I mean, like, that's cool.
I mean,
But
I'm
no.
the only one that almost did become a cop.
Yeah.
But we'd never snitch, any of us.
Yeah, we're never snitching. Yeah, I've
Snitches get
never
stitches.
snitched in my life.
Never snitch, never switch up on your thing.
No rats here. Who's
Let's
more
not,
likely
let's
to
not
suffer
admit to
for
anything, deny till you die.
Harrison.
Maybe you're the cop, mate.
Yeah. Oh, yo, this is me.
This is all
This is VPD. VPD here.
This is all
So
an
wait, are you
undercover.
guys? Would you guys rather have pot be legal in BC or decriminalized in BC?
Probably just legal, man.
Legal?
Yeah.
It makes it easier. I mean, decriminalization would be nice because it's not as bad, and I feel like the dispensaries would still run, at
Yeah.
least in Vancouver anyways.
It definitely would.
But I feel like legalization is a lot better for just everything. It makes us a lot of money too. Like we're in a lot of debt, and I feel legalization will help with a lot of that debt.
Well, it's just more tax revenue, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, like, it's not
I mean,
really
like
bad.
I was looking at statistics for like, I think it was Colorado, and they made like, I can't think of the exact number, but they made over $1 billion in the first year.
Yeah. Well, Canada was like
a
it
lot.
was like they were talking about making $5 billion.
$5 billion.
Yeah. It was something like I can't even remember how many thousands of kilograms of pot was supposed to be like estimated to be smoked. It was a lot.
It's gonna be a lot, dude. The day
Yeah.
it turned October 17th, people are gonna be lighting up right away, like all day.
I
For
feel
sure.
like there's gonna be a
It's gonna be like-
celebration.
it's gonna be- yeah,
downtown
You think
Vancouver.
there's gonna be like another
yeah.
holiday? Like
It'll be
420?
like 420, but on the 17th.
Yo, maybe we should go downtown and have our own celebration.
I'm down.
Our own 420, October 17th.
Legalize weed and psychedelics, decriminalize the rest. I don't know. I'd have to almost agree. Just seeing all like that research going into like mushrooms helping like PTSD and like even MDMA is looking to help do the same and like depression too.
Yeah, even I was reading this thing about using cannabis oil to reverse the brain changes that occur during heroin use.
Mm-hmm.
I have like this link here. I'll put it. I guess I could put it in chat. But it was just some girls in the States using medical marijuana to treat heroin users and coke users.
Which is kind of, it's interesting because there are stuff like, I guess it does help, but I feel like a lot of studies are trying, like, well, to be fair, heroin, well, what is heroin exactly again?
It's an opiate.
Yeah, they use it on like opiate. The opiates they used as for medicine before, and then that went downhill because they didn't really deal with it properly.
Well, it's because it was introduced so fast and people just saw it as like a painkiller, right? So everybody's like, oh, drug companies are making it, it's legal, like
Yeah.
painkillers and stuff is okay.
That was when coke's getting put in coke too, right?
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Well,
Fuck.
I think
That reminds me of Coke is gonna fucking might infuse Coke with fucking
We-
cannabis.
yeah.
Oh my
Also
god, that's
Corona
really so
kills.
awesome. Oh,
I feel,
That's a
that's
That's
a
a
deadly
bad
combo.
idea.
that's not good.
Oh, you know what my drink will be?
yeah.
I already drink Corona, but now I'm gonna drink weed Corona. Bless. God, I can't wait for like places to sell weed products.
I'm just curious as to like since weed's being legalized, how like if there's gonna be more studies put into like other drugs like psychedelics. Like, do you guys think that's gonna be like a thing? Because like if people are more open to weed, then maybe like there's already like an increase in popularity of research into it. But do you think like the government might try pushing towards that more, or do you think that's just they're only keeping it for weed and like that's it?
I feel like it could be, but I feel like they're not gonna put a lot of money into it. Maybe put a little, just check some stuff out. If they see other countries doing it, they might start doing it. But if they're not already doing it already.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're not going to try a lot for it. Because I feel like they're going to try other stuff to maybe take properties out of the drugs or whatever they can, like little bits. And try to like...
You're talking about like a harm reduction strategy, right? Like giving lesser evils. And I guess like that is definitely a strategy because going cold turkey can be really hard.
Oh, fucking
and
definitely.
The withdrawals are really, really bad, right?
Yeah, like... Even like,
well, the withdrawals are why people do it, right?
Yeah, no,
like,
people get withdrawals and it'll get really, really bad that they'll have to like shoot up again.
Yeah.
Because if they don't, they feel like they're gonna die.
Yeah.
And if you do stop someone like that's been doing for a long time and you just stop them, they will die.
Have you heard about like synthetic cannabis in like the UK?
Yeah.
Like there's like people like there's people who will smoke synthetic cannabis, which is basically like they have leaves dried from a plant. Like I think it was like sage or something. It was like dried and then sprayed with cannabis oil. And there's like extracts that they can get from like THC or like weed. That's like it's like higher power cannabinoids. So you could have like a 10x like strain, or you could have a 100x strain, which is like 100 times stronger than THC. And they can smoke that, and that's causing like a huge problem in the UK. It's like spice, and it was legal for the longest time. Like you could buy it in head shops and buy spice. Like it was even a thing here for a while before it got outlawed. And I think that's like.
Didn't we know people who used to smoke that?
Yeah,
we've known someone. I'm pretty sure we've tried it before because someone gave it to us.
We
found out afterwards.
Yeah, but like that's crazy. Like I don't know. I'm surprised people are going that far just for a fix.
I mean, that's gonna happen, right?
I guess so. Yeah, but I was like, it was legal for the longest time, and I was watching people who were doing like, who had like withdrawals from it, and it looked worse than some like even like heroin that I've seen. Yeah. I see people from heroin, they'll get shakes, but people from this spice I was seeing like couldn't talk, like they couldn't speak sentences, like they would cut off, they would shake. It was like it's ridiculous, and it was like legal for the longest time too. Yeah.
I know, but the thing is, like a lot of people, like I don't know, there's always something that's legal, and then they outlaw it. I guess something happens.
Well, I mean, even like psychedelics was the same idea, right? Like it was legal for a while, and then like it got outlawed.
Yeah, even alcohol was illegal for a while.
Illegal,
States.
But you know what?
Yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
Yeah.
But I think it's time
to wrap
it up. I think it's that time of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's a good show. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I guess we'll be back next week.
Next Sunday.
Next Sunday.